Hello, hello, welcome to the replay. Hello, as you're joining, welcome, welcome, come on in. Type on in the chat box, let me know your name, where you're coming in from. Hope you guys are doing good today. It's a Wednesday. It's awesome. I like Wednesdays. Nice and in the middle of the week. I feel like I got some stuff done, but if I haven't been as productive as I wanted to, I still got a couple more days to finish off. So this week on my daily lunch writing scope, we're talking writing tools and how to use them most effectively. So welcome as you guys are coming in. Let me know your name and where you are scoping from. Blue looks good on me. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Matches the hair. It does. I like my hair. I just got it done a couple days ago, so it's still like kind of rock star red, but that's fine. It's all good. Helps me feel young. I have 3 kids. I mean, I need to feel young. All right. So, introductions. Who am I? Why do you care that I'm talking? I am Morgan Gist McDonald. I'm a writing coach and editor, founder of Paper Raven Books, and I'm also an author. Courtney, what a presumptuous question. I'm 30. That's fine. I've officially crossed into the threshold of my 30s, and I'm fine with that. I'm good. I did not have a third life crisis. Yes, so we are talking writing tools. And if you guys are new to my scopes, I take scope notes for you. Oh, Courtney, you're in your 30s too. You're 30. Nice. It's good. I think it's a good decade. I think it's actually an awesome decade. I take scope notes for you because you're probably busy. I watch scopes while I'm making dinner. I can't take notes. 30s are great and 40s are better. I like that, Jenna. Saludos desde Mexico. Mexico. If you watched my scope last week when I was reading my daughter's book, she dictated a book to my nanny in Spanish, and I read it out loud, and it was funny. I might post that at some point. It's on my catch. Hey, Ron. I missed your scope earlier, but it's on my replay list, so I'm gonna go catch it. You guys, Ron Estrada, put some emojis up. So that people can click on your profile. If you click him and follow, he's a writer and he does amazing scopes about writing and techniques and how to write fast and how to write. He does fiction. So there he is, Ron Estrada right there. Click, follow, you'll be glad. Okay, I take notes for you. So as we're going through today, let me flip you around. Know that you can find all the notes at paperravenbooks.com. Ruggedly handsome. /Periscope. Right there. That's where you find notes, replays, transcripts. So, don't worry. Ruggedly handsome and humble. Yes, Ron. Perfect. Okay, so today we are talking Dropbox because I love Dropbox. And if you're a writer, you need tools. And if you're a digital writer, you don't want your writing to get lost in the abyss of a hard drive crash, right? We want to keep all of our writing safe because it is vital to us in our survival. So I use Dropbox. Okay, I have been chastised before because this is not technically, yes, Dropbox is life. Speak Spanish. Hablo un poquito español, pero no mucho. Estoy aprendiendo. Okay. You got one chance, mister, and then you're getting blocked. All right, so totally lost my train of thought. Right. So there are a couple ways to keep your writing safe depending on how you like to write. So most people fall between two camps. Some people are into Scrivener, which is a WordPress is new software. And some people write in like Word. Okay, so we're focusing here. If you're a Scrivener person, I've got a solution for you to keep your Scrivener file in Dropbox. And if you're a Word person, I'll give you a system that you can possibly use to help keep your Word files kind of more organized. I have been chastised because this is not technically a backup system. Okay, so if you're like really into IT and things like that, and you have like backup buddy like systems that do auto downloads onto external hard drives and whatnot, this is not technically a backup. It's more like a copy of your writing is stored on Dropbox. So I'll just sort of caveat there. I'm not an IT person. This is just what I do. Scrivener box, I like that. This is what I do just for my own stuff. So let me flip you around. First, I'm going to show you a Dropbox example of how you can set up some Word stuff, and then we're going to talk about Scrivener and how to keep Scrivener there. So I'm going to flip you around, but feel free to keep giving hearts. I like the hearts, guys. Thanks. If this is useful, throw some hearts up there. Alrighty. Hopefully I can zoom in so you can see pretty well. Okay, this is Dropbox. Dropbox is... yes, Ron, right. Love the auto backup. I need to do more of that. But this is my lazy man's quick way of doing this. So, Dropbox is free. You go to dropbox.com. Or Dropbox. Spelled like focus. Spelled like that. Dropbox.com, you get a free account. And free is good enough for all of your writing, unless you store lots of huge images. How safe is Dropbox? Dropbox is really safe as far as I know. It has been hacked before, but I didn't notice any changes. And honestly, I mean, who wants to steal my writing? I would love it if someone wants to steal my writing, but right now I just want, like I don't think anyone's going to care about my Word files and Scrivener files. Okay, so this is my actual Dropbox. I can show you my organization system for all my other stuff later, but I just created this little example. So if you have lots of Word files, your main problem is that they're everywhere, right? So the first thing you need to do is separate them out into little subfolders of projects here. So I created an example project. Like, let's say this is a book that you're working on. Instead of creating one folder with like your book and your Word files just everywhere, really, Stephen King stole my writing from Dropbox. True story. Yeah, Ron. So this is how I would organize my book if I wrote everything in Word. And this is partly based on my philosophy of how I write a book and how I coach other authors through writing a book. But I like to have, can others see your work on Dropbox? I mean, not that I know of. No, it's all private. It's password protected. Unless you specifically share a folder with someone, it's completely private. So I recommend that you always start with free writing. And so I separate that out into in a folder. And I would keep a running list of documents here. Free writing is, and I talk about this in other scopes and on my blog, but it's a really great way to generate ideas and the structure for your book. So I would keep all those in their own little folder. Sorry, I'm trying to look through my, here we go. Great for critique partners. Good point. If you want to share a folder, that is a really good place. I keep the rough organization at the very top because, and the rough organization is kind of like an outline, but more loose, I guess you could say. I didn't put an example in here, but it's like a running list of what your book is going to talk about. So I would keep that outside of the folders, but on top. And you can use a little exclamation mark. Let me see if I can zoom you in. You can use an exclamation mark to make sure that this file is always at the top of the list, rather than alphabetically organized. And then I like to number things just so they stay in the order that I actually wanted them to. So then you can see I would have a separate folder for free writing, which I would do throughout the writing process. Chapters, appendices, references, and research. Okay, so chapters, you want to do each chapter in a separate Word file when you're writing them. You'll combine them later, especially when you're sending out to beta readers and editors. But formatting in Word can get really crazy, and if something gets corrupted and the whole file is corrupted, then you lose everything. Much better to lose one chapter at a time, right? So if you're working in Word, which I don't always recommend, I would separate out each chapter. I would keep appendices separate also. So like if you had an appendix for tables and images, I would keep those separate, and keep them separate from your text too, because it helps your mind compartmentalize what is text and what is just supporting information. I also keep references in their own folder because references can get really out of hand really quickly. So I would put an exclamation point for the document that will actually be your list of references, your bibliography. But then you have this whole folder space just to dump documents in as you gather references. So when you go back, because, right, we always put references off until the very last second. When you go back, you won't remember what website or, book title or author or year or whatever you need to reference. So if while you're writing, you can just dump those in this folder, they'll be waiting for you when you're ready to write your references list. And then I would just have a dump folder for research too, just as you come across it. Put in images or scans or pictures or documents as you go. So that's the simplest way that I would say you could organize like a book with Word documents in Dropbox. Okay, now let's talk about Scrivener, because as we know, Scrivener is life. Okay, you can see here, these are my actual Scrivener files. I have a primary Scrivener file where I write pretty much everything from blog posts to like essays and articles and video scripts and podcast stuff, although I don't have a podcast yet. I have my brainstorming there. You can see this is my Scrivener file when I wrote my book, cleverly titled Book. And I'm actually working on a course right now, so that's my separate file. So all of those are actually, the files are in Dropbox. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Oh, thank you. Thanks. I'm glad this is helpful. Oops, you're still zoomed in. And only $45. I love Scrivener. It's totally worth the $45 for sure. Thanks for the hearts. Okay, so this is Scrivener. And I always begin just with blank. You would have paid $200. That's a good question. It's totally worth $45 for sure. I always just start blank because I don't really like all the stuff they throw in there. Whatever. But when they do, sorry, I'm going to just show you how super duper easy this is. Look, you just put test. I'm just going to title it test. Tell it where to save. Guys, this is so easy. Where's my recent places? Okay. Well, okay. Mac is dumb, and it's wanting me to save it on... Yeah. Oh, you can get templates too. I've never used a template. Thanks, Ron. Okay. I'm going to put it on the desktop, but then I'm just literally going to drop it into my Dropbox, and that's it. Like, that's all you have to do. It's like the easiest thing ever. And then it's safe. Where is it? Sorry, my desktop is super messy. Where is it? Where is it? I called it test. Where are you? Guys, I should have done a test run. Oh, there it is. Okay, it just popped up. Okay, look how easy this is. On one... Stop it. Close. Sorry. Okay. My computer's freaking out. Okay, this is not part of the process. Okay, we just saved it. Look, there it is. It's saved on the... Okay, and this is how we make sure that it is safe for all eternity. Click, drag, drop. That's it. That's it. Save it on your desktop, drag it into your Dropbox. It is now safe for eternity. I'm having a Mac... Oh, it's not a Mac moment. It's my poor Mac is getting a little bit old. It's hard to process. Okay, let me turn you guys around. Oh, while we're here, if you want notes, paper, ribbon, books, /Periscope. Okay, guys. So, that was super easy. With the Scrivener, seriously, we opened up a new file, we saved it on the desktop, and we dragged it into the Dropbox. That's all you have to do, and it is safe. Some other benefits of doing this with Scrivener files and with Word files, and we've already touched on this. You can share them with your co-authors or with your editors. Macs are life, but the file management sucks. That's a fair point. You can share them with your co-authors and with your editors. So if you are working on a project with a co-author and you're both using Scrivener, get a Dropbox, share the folder between you, drop the file into that folder, and then you both can open up that file and work on it. Not at the same time, though. That's a bummer. Show the auto Dropbox backup. What auto Dropbox? Oh, when you... Ooh, that is a really good point, Ron. Thank you. So, hold on. Let me flip you around again. Okay, well, I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but you can see here that my Dropbox is syncing right now. That little symbol means it's syncing. Okay, and one of the cool things about this is Can you work on the file through Dropbox? Yes. So literally, like when I go to my writing, I just click my file here and open up and write in there. Even if I am on a plane or somewhere where there's no Wi-Fi, I can still open it, and then when it reconnects to Wi-Fi, it will update the file. So no matter where you are, offline or online, you can always access Dropbox in that file and work on it, and then it will update. Ron, I feel like you're talking about something about Dropbox that I don't know about. It auto-updates, though. It will see how some of the things have a green check. Oh, sorry. Some of the things have a green check and some have a blue sync button. In Scrivener settings, it will auto-save to Dropbox when you close the file. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Okay, well, let's open this up and see how long it takes us to to do this. Okay, so when we open up our test file, if we were to put in a new note, and we're going to do a more thorough Scrivener tutorial later, tomorrow, actually, but let's just do a little. Okay, when we close, don't make me scope it. You are welcome to scope it yourself, Ron. We can tag team this. Okay, did you see that? Oh, it was so fast. It did backup. Hold on, one more time. It did a backup by itself, automatically. I'm opening up our test file. There's our file. Watch this. Close, watching. There's a little dialog box that pops up. It was so fast, it didn't even pop up. It autosaves. That's what Ron's saying. It autosaves onto Dropbox. Is that what you were talking about, Ron? Maybe we should do a webinar jam hangout and we can both talk. Okay, just a thought. We'll talk about it later on Twitter. Okay, it autosaves. That's what I know anyway. That's all I need to know, is that Scrivener autosaves throughout the writing process. It autosaves when I close, and then Dropbox saves it forever, for eternity. Thank you for the info. You are welcome. I am doing more scopes. We're going to do more scopes about Scrivener tomorrow and Friday. Okay, I'll set it up, Ron. We'll talk. Okay, so you can collaborate with someone. You can share the same Scrivener file, and you can both work on it, but not at the same time. So your co-author can open it Monday, Wednesday, Fridays and work on it. You can open it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and work on it, and everything is saved. Thank you. Thanks, Ron. If you are working with an editor, you can't do Scrivener. I'm sorry. It makes me really sad. I wish I could work with my authors in Scrivener, but it's just retarded. So we do Word, and we save Word documents in folders on Dropbox, and we share the folders. And then I'll do this another scope time. We have a naming convention. So when the author opens up her Word document, she puts in the date that she's working on it and her name in brackets and saves it. And then she tells me when she's done with it. I go and I open it up. I take out the date and name. I put in the date that I'm working on it and my name, and I save all of my changes. And so that way we have this running list of on August 24th, Anne was working on it. On August 25th, Morgan was working on it. On August 26th, Anne was working on it again. This is the part where you plug your editing services. It's all implied. No, but I really do want to help you guys, even if you don't work with me. When you work with an editor, for the sake and sanity of your editor, keep different working versions so that no one actually loses everything, because that would be so, so sad. So every time that you have the control of the document, you put your date and your name, and that way you can always go back and retrace your steps if something drastic happens. Or if you just change your mind and you're like, man, I really liked the way that we had this last week, you just go back and open up that previous version. It's super simple. Okay, I'm about to go down a Word rabbit hole into track changes, but we're not going to do that because I have a 12:30 appointment. But we're going to talk about more about this. So you guys let me know what you want to talk about. I'm on Twitter at MorganGMac. Hit the little Perry buddy down there, click follow me, and my Twitter handle is the same, at MorganGMac. And if you ever have anything like, gosh, I really wish someone would talk about this on Periscope, Twitter me, tweet me. I'm not very good at the Twitter lingo yet. I'm getting better. And we'll make a scope about it. It'll be awesome. So I scope every day during lunchtime about writing, and now you guys go do your writing. Use the rest of your lunchtime to set up your Dropbox or set up your Scrivener file and get yourself ready and prepared to start writing. Because sometimes it's the organization itself that keeps you from writing. But if you get your system set up from the beginning, then you'll be ready to write. You too. You too what? Tweet you? Twitter too? Oh, I have one more announcement. I'm doing a webinar. The webinar is about 5 essential writing habits that successful authors have. So if you are thinking about writing a book, you need to go to this webinar. Ron Scopes every day too. Ron has fantastic scopes. If you guys are not already following him, follow. Okay, so I'm doing a webinar about writing habits and the 5 writing habits that you must have if you're going to become a successful author, like I know you want to be. So I'll show you where you sign up. It's next week. It's next Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central Time. Web address. It's coming up. We need a better way to show web addresses. Okay. paperravenbooks.com/5habits. 5 habits. paperravenbooks.com/5habits. I seriously need a prettier way to show that. But paperravenbooks.com/5habits. Next week, this is like my premium coaching advice. Every single time I bring on a new client to write a book with them, we go through these 5 habits. Thank you, Ron. Yes. So, like, this is not just stuff that I pull out of thin air. This is like my very best writing coaching advice I'm going to be just giving out to you next week, Wednesday, 10 a.m. It's going to be awesome if you establish these particular 5 writing habits. I mean, you could be like, you'll start your book, you'll be motivated throughout writing your book, and you'll finish your book. I mean, isn't that the goal, right? So, sign up. And that's it for today. Thank you, guys.